You have what? Probably have a
We
couple.
might have a couple of the same. You never know.
We might.
I'm sure you already know one of them I'm going to pick.
Let's see. Obviously, one of mine's a giveaway. It's in the background. Edit audience, everybody. There we go. And back over to you. I'm going to wait like a minute so I can share it out.
All right.
All right, we should be good to go. I'm ready to keep up with that. Cool. So let's move that shit out of the way. And we'll just start. I know people will join in here in the next couple minutes. So for everyone out there, hi, my name's Lace. From Drink and Creep, we're doing our own little segment for Halloween, which is Horror Table Talk. And tonight, my guest is Dom. You may know him as Horror Movie Mafia, also from TikTok on How the Fuck Did This Get Made? So without further ado, do you want to give a little hi and a little rundown about yourself?
Yeah. Like she said, my name's Dom, Horror Movie Mafia on Instagram and TikTok. I am a screenwriter, and I'm just happy to be here. Love horror movies, love chatting about horror movies, and I'm super excited to have this discussion.
Thanks. And for tonight, we're going to be talking about our favorite horror movie writers and directors. So before we dive in it completely, hey Chris, hey Monique,
So
I'm going to have you do the first one and give a little depth into the first one that you're picking.
So probably guessed I would have picked this one, Wes Craven.
Okay.
And obviously super biased. He's done a lot of movies, obviously not just Nightmare on Elm Street, but Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite, and he wrote it and directed the original one. And one of my all-time favorites of the franchise, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. He wrote that one as well, and I think that one is a meta masterpiece. He's done so much. He directed Scream, Hills Have Eyes, all the old school classics before he finally got his due with Nightmare on Elm Street. He really went mainstream. I think he's brilliant. I think he's essential to horror. I mean, to have Nightmare on Elm Street and then to have Scream, which whether people like Scream or not, it did help revitalize horror and specifically slashers at the time when horror was kind of dead at the box office. And like it or not, I think Wes Craven is on the horror movie Mount Rushmore.
I mean, you started out pretty strong, so mine is probably not going to be as good. But my first pick is Jordan Peele. I mean, I like his work. I enjoy every movie that he's made. A lot of people don't like the remake of how he did The Twilight Zone or any of that stuff. I like it because he brings not only, I want to say realness, but a political aspect to it, what's going on in the world currently, and interprets that through his film. That's my personal thing. And
I'm one of the people that don't like Jordan Peele, so, but I totally respect where you're coming from, and I totally get what you're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff I feel like you have to think about to understand, and I'm not saying that in a degrading way to anybody that doesn't like his stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
but it brings a different thought process when you're watching it.
For sure. He definitely has a message in every movie he makes.
Yeah. And while everyone's in here, hey Lily, for the first round, you guys let us know what you think. I had Jordan Peele. He has Wes Craven, which I'm pretty sure you're going to take that one.
You never know.
Strong. Jesus. Monique says that's exactly why she doesn't like this stuff, which I give her shit for all the time because she doesn't like movies that you have to stop and think and pay attention.
No, I get the messaging, but I don't think it didn't resonate with me. I don't think I'm his target demographic.
She says Wes Craven all the way.
I agree with that. I second that.
All right, so I'm gonna do the second one. And okay. This one's kind of a giveaway if you haven't seen the background image that I have, which is Eli Roth. That's one of my personal favorites. I mean, I liked his homage to Cannibal Holocaust. I did not like Knock Knock though. Not a big fan of that one. Um, I did like. I mean, I like everything that he does. I can't really say anything negative because I just like him and he's easy on the eyes. I'm not even gonna lie. That's also a bonus in his department.
I'm not an Eli Roth guy. But what I'm going to go for, if you're done, I don't want to mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Sam Raimi, Evil Dead. He wrote that one himself, directed it, groundbreaking, very low budget. I believe it was $250,000 around there. Then Evil Dead 2 comes along, basically a reimagining of the first one with a bigger budget. I think approximately $2 million. He co-wrote that, and it was truly groundbreaking at the time. He has such an innovative imagination when he directs and constructs his ideas. Even to this more recent one, Drag Me to Hell, I really enjoyed that one. And hell, he even did fucking Spider-Man. I think he's such a well-rounded director, and I think his imagination is truly a pillar in the horror community.
You came on business today. I'm gonna get like crucified here. Yes, Monique actually agrees with me on Knock Knock being awful because it was. I haven't seen Borderlands yet, but I'm looking forward to watching it. I think it'll be good, even though a lot of people did not have good reviews on that.
I'm sure your niece will enjoy it.
I don't think she will.
I'm just kidding.
All right, so do you want to do the next one?
Sure, I'll do Clive Barker. Hellraiser. I'm not the biggest Hellraiser fan, but it's such an out there idea, and I can't even imagine how he came up with the idea. He wrote Hellraiser, he directed it. He also co-wrote one of my favorite horror movies ever, which is Candyman. I think that Candyman's a masterpiece. I still like the original versus Jordan Peele's adaptation to it. Clive Barker truly has a stamp on horror. It's such a unique style. I really can't even put into words what it is. It's almost like a sexual lust mixed with horror tropes, and he blends it so well. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Hellraiser fan, but I think his directing style is truly one in a million, and I really can't think of another director that has that same style that he does.
Okay, I'm reading the comments. Chris says he loves Sam and Xena, LOL. And I don't even know. Lily said someone she knows a little. And Monique says Clive Barker is one of her favorites, which it is. It's one of my favorites. But I did not put him on the list because I wanted to stray outside. Because I always talk about him in previous podcasts. I've always brought up Clive Barker. On any opportunity I had, I'd bring him up. So you definitely win that one. But for mine, it is Quentin Tarantino. I wanted something a little different. And I'm not going to lie, I like his work. I mean, Pulp Fiction is a classic to me. And
yeah, Tarantino's right here.
I like the way he did his own grindhouse versions of film. I loved it because it still brought that grittiness. And I also follow him on a lot of stuff, and I like some of his political views.
Yeah, Tarantino's actually on my post-it note. I was going to bring it up.
Well, you can go ahead and follow up with yours.
With what, Tarantino?
Yeah.
I was just going to say specifically in the writing style, I think his writing is truly, truly top tier, and all of his movies are so fleshed out. He almost writes it like a novel. He doesn't, even though it's in screenplay format, he writes it. You could tell it's a Quentin Tarantino script just by looking at the first page. He has such a unique mark in terms of screenwriting, and I think he's a genius. So I just wanted to give him his due.
One we can agree on, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it brings perspective. It brings a fan versus a writer. You know what I mean? Like the different points of view on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Christopher says Robert Rodriguez. You wanted to mention him as well.
It's a good one.
And then I will go into the next one, which is kind of not expected, but I do like, which is Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue that. I mean, Steven fuck Spielberg.
Well, and there's not really much to say on that. I mean, I got hooked when I was little watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and ever since then, I've been a fan of his work. It's pretty short and sweet, but it is what it is. I'd rather just be honest,
I mean, there's not, everyone knows, Steven Spielberg.
It's pretty much a household name. What's yours?
I didn't know we're not doing just horror.
Well, to me, Close Encounters of the Third Time could be considered a horror movie. It was for that time because it was an alien.
That's true.
You know, so
I'm going to switch it up and just do a writer that I think it goes hand in hand with Wes Craven, which is Kevin Williamson. He's the one who created Dawson's Creek, and he is the one who was down and out, maxed out on all of his credit cards, went in the desert and bunkered down and wrote Scream, that was first known as Scary Movie, in a matter of 2 weeks. It was the hottest script available in Hollywood at the time. He is the one who wanted Wes Craven to do it. Wes Craven did not want to do Scream right away, and he took a lot of convincing, and he made the magic happen. And Kevin Williamson, no matter what, a lot of people, they don't like the Scream franchise in totality, but I think everyone can appreciate at least the original Scream for what it is, if not the first two. And Kevin Williamson created Ghostface, created the entire concept. Without him, we would not have that. Without Kevin Williamson, we would not have slashers that we have. We wouldn't have Art the Clown or anything today, in my opinion. With that gap before we got Scream, even though I was only 1 year old when it came out, I studied the history back then, and Scream really rejuvenated everything. So I have to give my props to Kevin Williamson. And he's directing Scream 7. He's only directed one other movie. He's not writing it, but he's going to be writing it. Even though he doesn't have the title, he'll control everything for the new Scream. So
Scream 7 will actually deliver?
70-30, no.
All right.
We'll see if he has the balls to do it.
And yes, Chris, Super 8 was a sci-fi horror. It was also good as well. My last pick is actually Mike Flanagan. And I know a lot of people don't like Dr. Sleep, but that was one of my favorites. Also, like the multiple series that he's done on Netflix, I've loved as well. It's one of those ones where you have to think and pay attention, which I know is not for everybody. But I enjoy the way he has a different view on things and articulates that.
Yeah, I agree with that. My last one would have to be Alfred Hitchcock. Pretty cliche answer, but like he truly is that great. And Psycho, just the shots he used were like the fisheye lens when you're walking up the stairs. Like certain shots were so innovative at the time, and he really took a lot of chances. Rear Window is my favorite Hitchcock film. It's one of my favorite films of all time. The Birds is great. He's made so many phenomenal films, but Psycho obviously is the big horror one that he did. Even though he's got so many other ones, but that's the most famous one. It's an iconic movie. I think it's done brilliantly, and I think he was basically horror Jesus during that time period.
Did you ever watch the Alfred Hitchcock Hour?
I've seen a couple episodes of it.
All right. Well, now we'll leave it open and let some people say what they would like to say in the chat. And then while they're doing that, since you mentioned Art the Clown, we both got to see the new Terrifier 3. So let's weigh in on your thoughts and see what other people say as well.
Okay. Terrifier 3. I liked it more than the second one. I would probably say the original Terrifier would be the best for me, not including All Hallows Eve because I have not finished that. It was, it was a movie. It was a Terrifier movie. I'm not the biggest Terrifier fan. I'm not like diehard like a lot of horror fans are. I like the practical effect worked. I think it's very brilliantly done. Probably the best in the game in terms of horror right now, the special effects. So I got to give my props to Damien Leone because he truly made his vision come true, and I respect that. It's independent horror, and Terrifier is probably on track to do 60 fucking million at the box office. So bravo to him. I thought it was a 4 or 5 out of 10 movie. I could have lived with never seen it.
Do you think that Damien Leone is going to go outside of his box, like down the road? Maybe like branch out and do something outside of Art the Clown?
That will showcase his ability and talent. I want to see the first thing he does that doesn't include Art the Clown. Until I see that, I will not know, what he's capable of. And that'll be obviously that'll be very hard to do whenever you create an iconic no matter if I like it or not, an iconic horror villain in movie franchise, it's going to be kind of the first thing you do is going to be very difficult to be on par with that. So I know that's kind of like an unjust level playing field for him, but I want to see what he can do. I want to see something. I want to see him direct something he didn't write, because I think like I said, I don't mean this disrespectful at all. I think he's mediocre at best screenwriter. He's got a great imagination for kills. Art the Clown's very cool concept. He's very creepy. I don't think he's a polished scriptwriter. I don't think he's a good screenwriter. But like I said, all due respect, I don't mean that in an asshole way. I'm just telling my thoughts. I want to see him direct a movie he didn't write.
And then, can you see any of the comments as well?
Your date sure didn't like it.
I didn't want to mention it. I was just going to let you read it and go from there.
It is what it is. I mean, she wasn't going to be the one either way. You know, it was one of those on the fence type of things. So,
hey, Mel.
It's okay. I got a couple more lined up for next week.
You're like, I got some more on deck. It's all good. All right.
Yeah.
Monique, for her, it was a 3.5 out of 10. Lily, we were just recapping over watching Terrifier 3. And Mel, hi again. Yeah, I kind of gave you guys my thoughts on it last night. The storyline just loses me. And for it being drug out for as long as it did, I mentioned to Dom earlier that I think most horror movies shouldn't drag out that long. You lose your audience. But that's just
it has to be a perfect story that's like very polished and there's perfect pacing. Certain movie, like it's very hard to make a movie that's 2 hours plus that's a horror that is not. I mean, you could have trimmed I think personally every Terrifier movie should be at most an hour 30. If you do a trimmed hour 20 balls to the wall, if they would have did that for this movie, probably would have liked it more.
I agree. A solid 90 minutes, I think, is best. Anything over that, you're kind of playing and dicing. Yeah. And then, do you want to read the next comment? I'll let you decide if you want to pass.
Didn't know you had a date. Remember, it has to meet big expectations. I mean, yeah, I should have showed her William as well. Fuck.
That would have been 5 minutes out of your way, and that should be your new lineup. Just be like, here you go. If you can survive this, you'll be good.
Yeah, well, now I know. I mean, that's going to be the test. I'm going to be like, watch a little bit. Watch the bedroom scene in Terrifier 2, and then watch William.
All right, so we kind of burned through this kind of quick. And I would have to say, debate-wise, yours was really solid. And I mean, they're all good in their own rights, but I think you kind of did more homework than what I did. So you kind of took that all across the board.
Well, I respect you. I thought your picks were great, even though I might not agree with a couple of them. I definitely respect where you're coming from.
It sounds like a presidential debate.
Yeah, that's what I came in for.
I was not fully ready. Well, since you got a little bit of time, we can.
Oh, I got all the time in the world.
We can talk some nonsense.
I don't got any, I don't have any happy endings happening tonight, so I got all the time.
All right, so speed dating's on pause for tonight, so that works. Since Christopher and you have both mentioned William, I guess we can go ahead and just announce it here. I actually ran an ad after my last live with what's coming up, which is Brian, which is the writer, director, and producer of William, along with other shorts as well, will be on my podcast, and we're going to do a panel, and that'll be this Wednesday, the 16th at 7 p.m. I'll be running an ad with the time and dates as well after this live stream. And that's actually a question for Dom. Chris is asking if we get a Donald Trump impression.
Let me see what I can do. Kamala, she's more like Art the Clown. I'm Freddy Krueger. That I can tell you. Michael Myers doesn't want to fuck with me. Melania is the only pussy I need. Stormy, I didn't do it.
That works. Let's see. Yeah. Thanks, Lily. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. On the panel, that'll be the movie Ginger, Dom, Massacred, myself, and Remy. So it'll be cool to sit down and do a little Q&A with him and ask those hard-hitting questions, like what inspired him to write William.
Exactly. I cannot wait. Oh, it's going to be fun.
Demo Trump. What? I don't know what that means. Oh, Dom Trump. I read that totally ass backwards. I'm not with it tonight. But no, so it'll be a fun time. I'm excited for it. I've actually seen some of his other stuff that I want to ask. I'm gonna, out of everybody on the panel, I'm probably gonna be the one that asks questions that aren't really related to William. I'm gonna let the guys have fun with that.
Well, I appreciate you, leaving it up to us to get the juices out of them, so to say.
Ask all the hard-hitting questions.
Yep.
All right, yeah, Lily, I can send you a reminder. As for that, I know that you post, if you don't mind talking about it, I know that you have your own that you just wrapped on. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, or do you want to hold off on that?
I can discuss it. I'm not going to really spoil anything, but I can talk about how it went and everything. It was five days, 12, at least 12 hours every day. Some went over. So a lot of hours. All I can say is, when you watch a movie, before I went through this process, it's the least glamorous thing ever in the world from my experience. It's a lot of waiting around, a lot of standing around, a lot of waiting for shit to get set up. And then when they do a scene, then it's more waiting. And then, so it was definitely cool to see, how everything gets made. And now whenever I watch a movie, I look at stuff totally different. It was definitely a surreal experience seeing something that I created come to life, and very fucking weird to see, other human beings like reading lines that I wrote. It's fucking weird, but it was super fun. My first time ever acting, a lot of firsts on this one. I had to learn how to drive a stick shift for a truck that I had to drive. Hopefully, thank God I didn't run the chick over that was walking down the road in my scene. But I had to learn how to stick shift. I learned how movies were made. I learned how to act. Very wild fucking fever dream shit. And it's kind of weird. Like when you see stuff like with your own eyes, you're like, and then when you see it on the camera, you get the stills or you get a couple shots of it. It's crazy how that movie magic works, how much better stuff looks on those movie making cameras. I can't wait to see a scene, especially the kill scenes. And I can't wait to see my scene of myself acting. Hopefully it's not too goofy, because it's like, it's pretty funny. It's like a caricature of a hick. Hopefully I don't offend anyone, but yeah, it was pretty funny, and I'm very excited. I have another project coming up. Start filming 2-day shoot, November 2nd and 3rd, with a contingency for the 9th and 10th of November in case of weather, because you never know in Buffalo with the snow. And I'm going to be. This is a big role for me. Leading character, Carlo, Italian mobster, but that should be easy for me, hopefully. But that's going to be a really short one, probably like 6-7 minutes, just a proof of concept Italian mob horror movie to get investors for a feature-length film. I'll probably do an Indiegogo and release that one on YouTube. But the chauffeur is going to be about 26 minutes, so that'll be a festival run. But I will make sure everyone can see it through a private screener, because that one will never be released publicly.
That's pretty awesome. I do have a question about it.
Yeah, shoot.
When you, like the first day, everything like reality hits, this is actually happening. What you wrote is coming into fruition. So what was your first thought? Did you have one of those like, oh shit, like this is really happening and it's happening now in this moment? Did you get a little like misty eye? Did you get like, let's fucking go, or a little bit of everything all at once?
It was so chaotic at first. Like, there's so many moving parts. There's so many. It was like a fucking crew of 30-ish people. So, picture 30 people running around, each doing a specific thing. I think it really hit me right away once I saw the first kill scene. So later in the first day, we shot the one kill scene, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. I was like, I can't believe I fucking wrote this. Like, it was kind of like like hype myself up, like, holy shit, you're making moves, you did it. Like, it was like, holy shit, I'm making a movie. This is fucking wild. Like, this is everything I wanted to do. And then I was just super excited. I didn't get emotional or anything. Oh, in my head, maybe. In my mind, I perceived to, but I didn't let it show. But it was truly just a fucking cool experience. Like, it was the best experience of my life so far.
Well, I'm super excited for you, and like I said before, you're going to be doing big things. Just don't forget about us later on.
Never. That's not the type of person I am.
And then Nikki, yeah, you kind of did. We went through them already. It was kind of quick. But if you want, I can list off my 5, and Dom can list off his 5 again if you would like to hear them. We'll wait for her to answer, and then Christopher said Cleaver by Christopher. I can't pronounce that.
Moltisanti from Chrissy from The Sopranos. That it was pretty funny. One of the Baldwins was in it. Which one was it? Danny Baldwin in the fake movie in Cleaver of Sopranos. It was pretty funny.
And then Nikki said to run it. So do you want to go first? Just list off your 5.
Oh, just list them. Okay, first one was Wes Craven. Wes Craven was mine. Should I go through all 5?
Mm-hmm.
My first one was Wes Craven. My second one was Sam Raimi. Third one was Clive Barker. Fourth one was Kevin Williamson as a writer. And the 5th one was Alfred Hitchcock.
And then for mine, it was Jordan Peele, Eli Roth, Quentin Tarantino, Mike Flanagan, and Steven Spielberg. Those were ours. So now you're caught up, Nikki. But we're not debating it again. We already did it.
Yeah.
You won.
I'm only good for one debate.
I'm surprised I actually made it through and succeeded in actually getting the words forming a sentence.
Well, you did a great job.
Thanks. I'm down with all of them except Jordan Peele. Yeah, I know you don't like him. I get it. She'll exit the room when I put on any movie or any show that's related to Jordan Peele.
I just hoped I hoped he never gets his hands on Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't think he will. I don't even know how he would. I just don't see that meshing at all.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope if it ever gets made, it's made by the right person and not Blumhouse or Jordan Peele.
Don't they every couple of years, all that stuff comes up for bids where a new person can buy it and do their own take on it? And I think, isn't Jason one of the reasons why we haven't had one, because it's locked?
I heard rumblings, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago that Blumhouse was looking to acquire basically getting a lease on the rights for how they did with the Halloween, but nothing. There's no confirmation, so I don't know. You would think we'd hear something in the next 6 months, because it's going to make money, so it's going to happen eventually. Just with all the estate rights and other stuff,
Oh, Nikki, we got to get you caught up. Yes, he's going to be on this Wednesday at 7 p.m., Wednesday the 16th. I'm going to run that official advertisement for it with the date and time after this podcast. We don't need a Friday the 13th TV show. Sure we do.
Yep, Crystal Lake. It's going to be fucking terrible.
Is that out already or no? I thought it was.
No, they started filming it, to be honest.
And then, isn't there another one that's supposed to be out? I forgot to Google it, Hysteria, where it's about the satanic.
Oh, that looks cool. That's with Bruce Campbell and Julie Bowen. I believe that comes out next week. I think the 17th, 18th, something like that. I believe next week sometime. I love Bruce Campbell, so I'll definitely check that out.
You did your little review on Teacup.
Yes.
So let's dive into that for a second. I loved it. I'm assuming you did too after your thing.
I was like, what the fuck? I was the first episode, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
they really took their time with with people's short attention spans nowadays. They really did a risk of waiting till the second half, close to the end of the second episode, to really end it with a bang. That was risky. At least the episodes are short. But after that, I'm definitely going to watch. That hooked me, and I'll watch the rest of it. Up until that point, when the guy with the gas mask came, and the dog stuff and all the other stuff happened, I was like, this is fucking kind of boring. I don't know, horses. I don't really give a fuck. And then that hooked me after I saw that.
Yeah, the last few minutes was pretty intense. And it did. That's where it shifted, much like what you were saying. The first episode dragged a little bit, but I get it. They're trying to go in depth with the story of different people's perspective and what's going on. So I get that. But that second part, I'm like, all right, I'm hooked. You sold me.
Yeah. Do you think it's supernatural, UFO, alien? What do you think?
I want to say it's in the realm of super. It would have to be.
Yeah.
Without giving anything away, it would have to be. That last few, to me, it would have to be. There's no other
Yeah.
reason.
It's
for it.
definitely, that's what I thought, supernatural. I wonder if we'll ever get an explanation or if it's going to be one of those shows where, like, they don't really, they solve
I
it.
can't say that last little bit of time was much more pleasing to me than watching Terrifier 3. That short
Yeah.
couple,
Yep. The dog and that girl, that was cool.
I enjoyed that. And let's see. Chris says, yes, Hysteria will be on Peacock. And Monique, you need to catch up to me. I'm actually ahead of you for once, so that's a win. That's a win for me.
I know a lot of people on the video I posted, they're like, oh, I didn't watch the first episode. It was meh. And I was like, I literally said that in my fucking review. I said, hold off for the second episode. But people's attention spans are so short, or most people would probably just give up on it. But I powered through and it was worth it. I mean, the rest of the season's going to be fucking nonstop banger probably now.
That's what I think. Since they did that little bit, I can't wait to see what more happens because there's going to be more bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't even check. Do you know how many episodes are there? Like 8 or 10, or are they doing 12? I didn't even check.
I didn't check either. I actually thought I didn't even pay attention that there was only 2 that were posted. I thought it was like all of it because some will do that where you can stream all of them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that sucks. I was like, now I want to watch the third one, but it doesn't come out till Thursday.
Yeah, it
It'll
wasn't
be
even
every
paying
Thursday.
attention. Was letting it play through, and then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, it shows like the Warner Brothers advertisement for a movie, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then the next thing I know, it's Malignant, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah, that happened to me too when I was finished watching. They tried to play Malignant, and I'm like, I'm good on the James Wan for today.
I was like, no thanks. All right. Oh yeah, I did. I told you yesterday, but you were in a live, Mo, that because I watched it without her. I told her that I was going to watch it, and she was in a live.
Grotesquerie, you see that?
Yeah, I have, and
I stopped watching it after 2 episodes.
I have mixed feelings on it.
I think it's a shitty drama that they added in a serial killer.
I like the special effects that they used for the certain scenes, but the story itself, I don't know. They lost me. I don't have.
It's so nonsensical, like a fucking nun. They're just letting her in crime scenes. Like this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yes, it's just it's hard to sit through, but I keep telling myself like the kill scenes are worth it.
And obviously, the nurse and the husband that's in the coma like definitely have something to do with it, right?
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Like I was like, yeah, the dude in a coma definitely is like a weird monster. Like, and then like the nurse is doing something to him, or like he's just put back into a coma or something stupid. I don't even know. I only seen 2 episodes. I was just guessing.
My middle sister brought up a good point that the nurse in there, she has a lot of resemblance to like Nurse Ratched.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, I didn't even think about that. That makes perfect sense.
I mean, that's Ryan Murphy for you. Didn't he do that? Didn't he do a Ratched show, or is that not him?
Yeah, and they're supposed to be coming out with a season 2, I think, in 2025.
Nice.
Yeah, that's one of your favorite people.
Yep.
So you guys put in the
nurse
comments, let me know what you think of like shows that you're watching or shows that you're excited to watch. Let us know. She says the nurse is sus. Yeah, she is. She's very weird. Like
she was getting like hand jobs. She was like, doing.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? All right. So what's the best horror film for a person who doesn't like horror films?
I would say recent one. I'd probably say a good starting ground is Salem's Lot. I mean, that's not the newer one on HBO. That's not really. It's not that scary.
It's not scary, but it's boring.
Well, I'm saying that's a good film for someone who doesn't like horror films to get into it.
Yeah. Did you like that one?
I thought it was okay. I don't think it was reinventing the wheel or anything, but I thought it was okay.
I mean, it was cute at best, but I like it. But again, it's long ass horror movies, and it loses you.
Yeah, The Lost Boys would be a good one.
That would be a good one.
The Monster Squad, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
The original
a Serbian film. No, I'm just kidding.
No. No.
Terrifier 3. Yeah.
No. God, that movie is gonna.
I would watch The Mummy. That's one of my favorites of all time. That's adventure, action adventure, and has horror elements. The Mummy from 1999. Brendan Fraser is goated.
You beat me to it. I was gonna say the Tom Cruise one.
Oh fuck no. You can go wait for his spaceship somewhere else.
Oh, well, I like how they did the Mummy itself. I mean, you can set Tom Cruise aside. They probably could have put anyone in to fill that position.
I didn't like how the Mummy was a girl.
I
don't know what that
liked it.
says about me.
It doesn't say it. I'm not judging you. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Doesn't mean they're always right. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And Monique said the same thing. She forgot you loved the one with Tom Cruise. See, it's just an ongoing joke.
Yeah. So it's such a good movie, huh?
I'm just messing around. But on that note, I think we can wrap it up for tonight. And I'm going to get work done and post the William thing so everyone can program that.
William.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
And,
I can't wait.
You can do your little rap thing for Brian.
Yep. William.
Oh my God.
You want to come behind the dumpster with me? Rub it on your beard for free. William.
I'm excited, but I'm also cringing at the same time. But it'll be a fun night. And I'll
I can't wait.
be more lively. But to everyone out there, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys all on Wednesday. Dom, as always, thank you for being on the show. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
See ya.